Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Hype! Today is very exciting. Haha, Shiba entered the outpost. Hey, what up, Shiba? Yo, 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 what up? Hey, Project, how you doing? I'm so glad you could make it. Any bets on who I'm going to transform into on this last mysterious tonic? I hope it's that pet from the end of Factions, that bird. Look at that, Party Animal 995. We got the mysterious tonic. Zaishin 9995. We've got Wanziki. Bam, those are going to be our last two titles. Oh, man. Bam! Sinus! Yo, so glad you could make it, dude. So happy. Sinus, man, I got a big shout out for you. I'm actually going to post this in my Guild Wars 2. Oh, never mind. I don't really have permissions there. No big deal. All good. Leave it to the Guild Wars 1 community instead. Yo, I am so excited. I didn't realize how excited I was until I started streaming, and then Project and Sinus and Shiva and everybody kind of showed up. I'm actually extremely excited. Yo, Shiva, is your Ellie here? Just curious. I mean, I'd love it if your Ellie were here. I know that they nah, not this far yet. That's pretty unfortunate. We are one community. Nice to see you made this. Yeah. Man, the other day I completed an Eye of the North dungeon. Somebody recommended it to get the Z key, and now my Eye of the North completion is like kind of janky. It's like completed too far beyond what I'd like. You're right, you're Gee, that's funny. It is a unique outpost. I mean, the only thing good about Fisherman's Haven, in my opinion, is there's two skill quests here, right? There's the papers and something else, which is pretty cool. Yo, the D-Day! Ooh, D-Day. Now, isn't D-Day... Is that the day that everybody landed in World War II on the beaches of Normandy? I've been doing so much World War II history listening and learning. Yeah, it is, right? Okay. Shiva, you laughed, but... Wait, don't you say that in English? What do you mean? Normandy? Am I saying it incorrectly? I mean, it would be me to mispronounce something. That's the theme of my channel, I guess. Oh, the D-Day? No, I don't think that's a thing. The special day is the D-Day? No, I just think D-Day is a special day. I think. Maybe some other English speakers can help me. Shiba? He's been all across the country in the United States. You learned that in English class? Yeah, we don't call it the D-Day. We don't. Oh, what up, Rage? Yo, so happy you could be here. Well, but Rage can't, as a not native English speaker, help you in this case now. Shiva and I are both like, I don't think so. You can't have the other not English speaker be like, actually, I think now's correct in this. Oh, that's too funny. That is pretty funny. Yo, I hope Dune can be here because he wanted to give me a special gift or something, like a unique shield. which I was kind of looking forward to, and I know he's been messaging me a few times. So I hope that he's able to make it in half an hour. The G-Day, yeah. You probably spent as much time with English speakers as with native? Oh, damn. Rage. Yeah, no, your English is excellent. It could just because I'm so enthralled with World War II history that when I hear D-Day, I only think of Normandy. I only think of when we stormed the beaches. Which actually, you know, fucking French people, hell yeah, man. You guys did an excellent job over in World War II. You guys had the strongest army at the time. Sinus! That's hilarious. It's used for important days as well. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, you could kind of say it's D-Day to give something significance. For sure, for sure. I understand I want to say the allegory, but I don't think it's the allegory. It's the who's this? Oh, this is Shlomo, is it not? Wait, no, who is this? Oh, this is Sinus. Okay. Yo, what up, Sinus? Oh, blindfold Ellie? Oh, you also have an Ellie. Excellent. A little bit more risque than my Ellie for sure. Who is this distraught person? Oh, that's Project. Oh, what up, Project? Nice to put a face to the name. Now, yo, what up now? Yo, what up? Now, dude, I got the massivest shout out for you, man. You've done what I did, but you did it with no PvE skills except for Cryopain. Huge, huge accomplishment on your part. Huge. No, I'm not doing it in French district. Sorry, you gotta come to America, AE1. Yeah. Now, you certainly, you did what I did, but harder. Massive shout out. So I kind of wanted to, in this next half an hour, just kind of look at my titles and sort of go through them a little bit, and maybe reminisce a little bit, because I know that a lot of you here have kind of experienced this. So obviously I have 7 account-bound titles, right? So Luxon and Kurzak, whatever. I did that 20 years ago. Let's skip over all of the account-bound ones, but mention them real quick. Sources of Wisdom, whatever. It's cool that I now have 50% more than what's needed, which, you know, my Ellie definitely helped with. Opening chests, I'm also about 50% more than I needed. 10,000 is the max. I'm at 15 on both of these, which is kind of funny. It's probably just because I like IDing things and I like opening chests. Cursed by Fate, Blessed by Fate. Really happy to have had these titles. You're so happy you could make it today? I had friends at home and I was like, I hope they are not going to stay for too long. Now, I've been trying to schedule this for a little bit now. It feels almost surreal that I'm getting this title today. Because I've kind of put this on pause for a week and a half, and as you know, I've been doing a lot of other stuff. You know, working on the wiki, and making some videos and testing some stuff, so it almost feels unreal that I could make this happen today. But, you know, I think it's a great time to do it. It's going to be 10 a.m. my time when I get the title. And it just feels right. You know, it's 4 p.m. for other people, you know, on a Sunday, which I feel like a lot of people have Sunday to themselves. So, yeah, Shiva, I'm happy that you woke up. So, Blessed and Cursed by Fate. So, I'm glad I was able to do these, have these, because, you know, the chance to salvage something has been quite low, which has certainly been a little bit helpful. And that only leaves one other account-bound title, right? Because I got 6. We talked about Cursed and Blessed, ID and Chest, Lexan and Kurzek. The 7th title you all saw me get. You all witnessed me getting Zaishin, which was really cool. You know, I get a little bit of a story here, and no shade on Candy. I love Candy. No shade. But when I started this challenge, Candy was like, "Yo, if you do this, I'll sponsor, in a sense, your Zaishin title." And I was like, "Oh, that's so cool! I've always wanted to have the Zaishin title." And there was a period between starting the challenge, almost quitting the challenge, which happened 3 months in, and just this whole thing of me working on it, where Candy was like, "Nah, dude, it's gotten so expensive," and I was like, "No, don't worry about it. I'm still gonna do it." He gave me the bit of inspiration to do it, because he sponsored, I think, Now's Zaishin title, and I think he sponsored Nyquist. Yeah, they quintupled in price. Yeah, they blew up. They blew up insanely. So again, no shade, no shade. Well, hopefully shade does show up, but I mean no disrespect to Candy. Really, really cool of him to offer. He even said he would give me like 80 arms to sponsor it. Oh man, I got Rage Solo here. Yeah, so cool. But you know, I had plenty of money on this account that it was like no fucking big deal. It was whatever. But shout out to Candy for, you know, inspiring me, for encouraging me to do it, even though he had to back out of the sponsorship. It was still really cool. Still really fucking cool. So, but yeah, so that's the story of the Zaishin stuff. Alright, so those are the 7 account-bound titles. So now that we've covered those 7, let's take a look at some of the other titles. So, before I get into the titles chronologically, in the way that they were accomplished, I guess, chronologically would be the order in which they were done. Let me just fucking say, I hated speed booking. I fucking hated speed booking. God damn, was that so fucking annoying. I got this entire title, the Asuran title, and what else did I get? The Asuran title and the Dwarven title. I got them all through speed booking, and that's 160,000 times 2, so it's 320, and speed books give me 3K. So I had to do it 107 times. Holy shit, was that insane. Doing something 107 times, it takes 20 minutes. 107 divided by 3. 36 hours of speed booking. Oh my god. Would not recommend. Would not. 0 out of 10. That shit was so garbage. I mean, it was effective, it was efficient, but it kind of sucked. Jeez, so bad. Next one should just vanquish Eye of the North instead. That's not even a title though, is it? Oh, you're right. No, but I hear what you're saying. Let me turn the volume down low. How much do you regret not going for Legendary Defender of Ascalon like we suggested, now that you know how long all of GWAMM took? Well, it's hard to regret anything at this current moment, because I'm about to get GWAMM, right? So, you know, one of the core tenets, one of the things I really wanted to do, was take the same journey that Now took. And I feel that I've done that. I feel that I experienced the game in the way that he experienced it. So, do I regret it? No, I don't regret it. Does it seem stupid looking back? Absolutely, it seems fucking stupid. Absolutely. But regret is not the right word. There's no regret there. I wanted to experience the journey like he experienced. You know, similar to, you know, I respect Nyquist's journey of doing pure characters all the way through prophecies. You know, and I'm currently on my Necro doing Dragon's Lair, which you can respect, Rage. And I'm trying not to use Wastrel's Worry. And, you know, when I look back at Nyquist's sort of run for Necro, doing pure, you know, I garner a lot of respect for it. I'm like, wow, okay, I get it. On his Necro, he didn't complete Dragon's Lair. He did a Drox, not run, he did a Drox walk. So, you know, there's something to be said about experiencing other people's journeys, you know? I feel very connected to Now's adventure. Nyquist is a Giga Chad? Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. 20+ hour grind for one title, yeah. Yeah. Alright, so we covered the 7... excuse me. So we covered the 7 titles. As for speed booking, I covered that a little bit. Obviously, the Norn title was not a big deal, right? Slayer of All. Not a big deal at all. That was just Vitir farming. And I gotta say, Vitir farming, if you're gonna do solo GWAMM, you've got to get your Vitir farming on point, because that allowed me to get all of my shields. That allowed me to get, you know, my mods, my +5 fast casting mod, my aptitude, not attitude, for my wand. There's something to be said about Vitir farming. Having the right equipment. I feel it's underrated. Too many people come into this, go into the solo challenge, and they forget how important equipment is. And I think I am probably the right person to say equipment is important. Equipment is important. Your weapons, your wands, your staves, your shields especially. Massively important. So, you know, accept your Vitir farming. Accept it. And, you know, just this last week, by the way, I got a higher Legendary Survivor title. I've doubled it. So I think 1.3 million is the normal max. I got 2.8. Just because I needed to farm. So I was like, you know what? Farming is boring. How about I farm and I don't die and I get a bigger Legendary Survivor? So I did that. So instead of 1.3 million, I got 2.8. Because why the fuck not? Alright, so that's speed booking, that's Legendary Survivor. Let's talk about Holy Lightbringer. So, Lightbringer title I was very happy to have, especially in endgame Nightfall Vanquishing, right? Obviously you need this. First max title I got in this account, or on this character rather. Holy Lightbringer. I farmed Stygian Vale. Stygian Vale. And I think it was a double weekend, and I just committed. It was a good time. I had a great farm. Let's see what that build looked like. Do I have that build? I do. This is the build that I used for that. Shadow of Haste was very important. I had a cancel stance. Heart of Shadow, bounce away from people. Rodgert's an Incendiary Bond. I'm Unstoppable. You needed Dwarven to make Shadow of Haste last longer. And Raven Blessing. Raven Blessing was extremely strong there. Who would have thought? So I suspect that I had at least like rank 5 on this before I did that. Great title. Holy Lightbringer. And ironically, Legendary Spear Marshal. That was one of the last titles I got because I was going to get it during Vanquishing Nightfall, which I put off so long. How many waves? tons and tons of waves, Rage. I spent like a whole week doing it. Hundreds. Must have been... How many waves? Well, no. Oh, out of the 6 waves, how far until you reset? Once the, there was some knockdown dudes. There were some dervishes. I think I could only farm the first 2 or 3. There was a 4th one which I couldn't farm at all. It would just kill me. I used that area where you could, you know, that famously known spot in DOA where you can like hide behind that one pillar or that one spot, and they don't move towards you, and you can attack them. Yeah, the MLK glitch spot. Yeah, the Martin Luther King glitch spot. Can we have the deaths command? Absolutely, my friend. Absolutely. 3,351. We can do the age while we're at it. And I've been on this character for 1,227 hours. Over 14 months. Monk Lord Killer glitch spot. I know, but when I hear MLK, I think of Martin Luther King. But yeah, I know. Well, it's actually I didn't know what it stood for, so the Monk Lord Killer. Gotcha. Alright, so not much to say about Holy Lightbringer. It's good to have the title. The build was fun. It was actually a really easy farm. It was a great thing to start off the whole thing because I was getting inscribable drops. And, you know, it was kind of fleshing out my equipment, which was good. It's because the guy doing the glitch spot goes on to join the trench tank to kill the Monk Lord. Gotcha. Understood. Rage. Yeah, you know DOA a little bit better than I do. I've only done it as the monk, and it was for a very brief time. I found out pretty early on I don't exactly enjoy speed clearing. Not really my style. No worries though. I respect the grind, and you know, people who like doing it, great for them. I know you've done it way more than I have. You probably know all 4 Mesmers, what they do. You've probably even tanked it as both assassins. You seem to be very savvy in the DOA speed clear. Alright, so besides the 2 Nightfall things, besides the speed booking, besides the account bound, what is that? That's 4 speed books. That's 2 Nightfall things, the Spear Marshal and the Lightbringer. 7 account bound titles. So that covers 13 titles. Let's just go. We discussed Legendary Survivor a bit. Obviously, very easy. Just going through and doing Vitir farm. I don't know who this is, but he must be confused. Yo, what up, Dot Hack? Yo, what up, Dan? Yo, glad I did say 10. I started early so people could show up, Dan. I'm lingering for half an hour. Thanks for dropping by, Dan. Last night was a lot of fun doing Guild Wars 2 World v World. We dominated fools. And I was up way too late, getting way too drunk, having a lot of fun. Rage says he wouldn't consider himself a pro, but he played with some pros, so he learned a lot. My favorite were definitely the off-meta teams we built and played with. Sure. Why play the meta, right? Or all warrior spikers. Oh, the VOD review after. Yeah, thanks for handling that, Dan. I don't know why my shit was lagging because I was uploading while I was sharing my stream. Yeah, meta sounds boring. Fuck meta. Oh, thanks for the subscription. Yo. I don't actually recognize your name. Pungent Zeus? Pungent Zeus. What an interesting name. Zeus is the Greek god with lightning? I think? Someone in guild just mentioned you were streaming, didn't want to watch the ad. Gifted the sub. Yo, cool as shit, my dude. Cool as shit. Love it. Love it. Alright. So we've got another 12 minutes. Let's continue going through the titles. So Legendary Survivor was obviously easy, right? That was just grinding Vatirs and not dying. I had a great build for Vatir farming. Really happy with my farm. By the way, I gotta say, doing it with a cupcake, extremely wasteful. Extremely wasteful. So freaking wasteful. But it was so cool to be able to get rid of this fourth skill. And, like, look at my cupcakes. I used to have, like, 2 rows of cupcakes. They're all gone. They're all gone. But I absolutely love bringing Cryopain on my Vatir farm. It made the farm so much smoother. Hey, what up, Star Stuff? Yeah, thank you, dude. Thank you. Yeah, the Vatir farm with cupcakes and Cryopain was dope. So, and yeah. Let's see. What is the next title? Oh, Sweet Tooth. I gotta say, Sweet Tooth and alcohol, I kind of got them by accident, right? They were part of the journey. They weren't really a destination. They just happened. I was looking at some older streams. Somebody had mentioned the THK bonus the other day. Denning in the Discord did. And I was looking back at that video and I saw a stack of sweets in my inventory. And I was like, oh yeah, that's right. I used to always keep sweets on me just to click them in Outpost so that I could move faster. It was nice kind of getting it as a convenience. Pungent Zeus says, I spent about 6 hours on here yesterday setting up GWAMM AFK Survivor. Oh, Gate of Madness. Literally about to try it. Wish me luck. Haven't gamed Guild Wars in 5+ years. Yeah, it's actually not too difficult, dude. I think it'll be fine. It's a pretty solid setup. Once you have it, you just let it sit and you're good. Drunkard by accident. It's pretty funny you misspelled that. Yeah, I mean, I get drunk all the time by accident, so it's fitting for me. I'm a little hungover today because I had a lot of fun in Guild Wars 2 last night. And you know what? I'm gonna chill on the beach today, and I'm probably gonna have a drink. Cause cheers. Cause life is good. I gotta say, accomplishing a 14-month, 1,200-hour accomplishment is pretty fucking ridiculous. Pretty fucking cool. I went through trials and tribulations. I was like, I'm gonna quit playing this after 3 months. This is too hard. I imposed restrictions on myself about Sniper, Ebon Vanguard Sniper, and I should not have imposed those restrictions because it really did lighten the load, this skill. And you know, mad respect again. Just another shout out real quick to Now for not using this. Really fucking cool, dude. Really cool. Mad respect for what you do. Yo, Novice, J Novice, great to see you, man. So happy you could make it. Yeah, Rage, you were actually, I think, a big proponent of like, nah, don't do it, don't do it. Just let it sit. I think you were the only bar you ever need. You know what? I was struggling. I think I had just done the 10-hour Vanquish of a Talus Shoot, which was extremely difficult. If you're gonna solo GWAMM, you know, one of the recommendations I would make is make sure you have a very clean, solid build. You really should never go into any Vanquish, especially one with 400 enemies, without having a really refined build and having a really good game plan and knowing exactly what you're going to do. Because doing 10 hours at Talus Shoot destroyed me. It really killed my motivation. I'm a pretty... I really like to go through with the things that I set up. I don't take lightly challenges that I make for myself. But man, that killed my motivation. It was so hard. Yo, Pungent. Yo, thanks. Yeah, no heroes, no henchmen, no nothing. Well, yeah, thank you. Yeah, borderline mental illness. Yeah, now we're mentally ill. Uh, I've been called a masochist plenty of times as well. Absolutely, check out the wiki, join the Discord, !wiki, !discord. Please join our community. We're very open to everybody. All right, 7 minutes to go through what's probably more than 7 titles, but let's see what else we got. So we talked about those two. You know, the cupcakes were very beneficial. It allowed me to get rid of my initial bar, which was just doing a bit of reminiscing. Hard mode, Vanquish, S tier. Remember this build? And we had Drunken Master? Wow, cupcakes just completely let us get rid of the 33% movement speed and do 25 instead. I was so convinced early on that you needed to handle hard mode enemies in this very unique, fascinating way. That you had to have 33% movement speed. That was a necessity. That you had to equal their movement speed. And you know what? A lot of my Vanquishes I ended up doing 25%, which is slower than the enemy. But I just played at their leash range. And, you know, everything worked out fine. I understood who I could tank, who I couldn't. It did definitely work out. So, I definitely had a weird perspective of vanquishing until I started doing it. You know, I would just say that if you're going to try and vanquish, like, just get your feet wet. Just get in there, understand what the limits are. Yo, what up, Squid? Yeah, man. You still got 5 minutes before I actually get the title. Don't check out the wiki until you get stuck, at least the mission guides. Yeah, I agree with you, Rage. I think there's something exceptionally unique about trying to solo this game, where you kind of get it's a unique challenge. It really is, and you're kind of, it's like a puzzle piece that you're trying to put together. Yeah, I'm about to finish it, Pungent. Yeah. Does the Getting Started guide have a note saying maybe explore from here on until you get stuck? Yeah, no, that's a good point, Rage. We could absolutely add that to it. You make a note in the wiki if you want, or in the Discord page. Oh, Shlomo, yo, Shlomo, my emoji friend, man. Add a new emoji just for this. Just give me something unique. I gave Shlomo permissions to my Twitch so early on. I said he gave me so much shit about having certain emojis, certain well, I feel like a fucking boomer calling them emojis, emotes. And I was like, you know what, Shlomo, here, have permissions, do whatever you want, my dude. Never betrayed me, always a good guy. Him and Project. But so let me do a few shoutouts, by the way. Now that I'm kind of on that thread, we'll go back over the titles in a minute. I am not getting this at 10 a.m. Or maybe I will, and then we're still going to linger and reminisce, because I got a few shoutouts I want to do before I get it. I wrote something down. So I think I've already talked about my inspiration. I think Now has been a massive inspiration for what he's done. So thank you, Now, for making this happen. I put in the effort, but you gave me a lot of inspiration. Always supportive, always giving me feedback. Even now that I'm working on the wiki, very happy to have your support. Also, you know, it's a shame Shade's not here, but I would have never gotten to soloing Guild Wars without Shade. So, massive shout out to him too, because yeah. And for theory crafting, you know, neither of these people are here. But Young Rocks for pointing out how to properly use Second Wind. Massive shout out to him. And Nyquist for helping me optimizing my Eye of the North speed booking. Although I hated the speed booking, I could have hated it more if it weren't for him. So, massive shout out to to Nyquist, even though he's not here currently. But yeah. And yeah, for frequent encouragement, you know, Project, who's here, thank you for always showing up and being the first one in stream and just, you know, enjoying the stream. And same with you, Shlomo. Appreciate that. Yeah. And, you know, I had a lot of encouragement by other people getting also encouraged by doing this, including Nox, Sheba, and Jamesy. I really did enjoy all of their current runs, and you know, it's inspiring to see other people do these sort of runs. That's all right, Shlomo. I appreciate it. Well, I see the fridge and the Guild Wars 1-drop. Oh, I love the Guild Wars 1-drop. Let's do that a bit. Hell yeah. Great. I love it. Awesome emote, dude. You know, Rage, Kazu, Green Style, Zebiz, Squid. You know, I really appreciate their runs, their playing, their encouragement as well. You know, now, you know, I wrote this without being in stream, but there's a lot of familiar faces here. But they've been around for a very long time. Squid has been especially recent, but encouraging. Yeah, Novice, yeah. Also, you know, I said I was going to do it, so I got to give the shout-outs to the people who helped me with the Z-Key title. I could have afforded it myself, but boy, was it nice that people were willing to gift me shit. So, you know, Sinus donated quite a lot. I think many stacks of Z-Keys. I could pull up the thing. Shlomo donated. Noxon donated. You guys really did help me out with that. I think I don't have Shlomo's all written down. I think he donated over a stack of Z-Keys, but I only have 7 at the moment. Noxon donated 38 arms and a whole stack of gifts to the Traveler. Sinus donated 115 arm braces and 3 stacks of Z-Keys. Really generous of you guys. Really. Oh, 100? Okay, Shlomo. Well, no worries. I knew it was more than 7. Yeah, Squid, you're definitely the new guy. You're usually off doing your own thing. Yeah, I know, Rach. You're involved in your own journey, doing something else. That's all good. Yeah, I think that's the extent of my shoutouts. Let's get the title. Let's fucking do it. Everyone, wait right here. Alright, so I'm going to go over to Great Temple Balthazar. I'm going to open up the Z chest. We're going to max that title. Then I'm going to come right back here, and we're going to do the final party point, which is this mysterious tonic. Let's go do it. Wow, this feels surreal. This feels surreal. This is insane. I don't think my friends list has ever been this long. Alright, so type your guess to what I'm gonna get from the Z chest. You've got a couple seconds. What do you think I'm gonna get? Am I gonna get a gold? Am I gonna get a tonic? Am I gonna get a an elite Elitome? Am I gonna get a one of the gold things? What are they? I don't have access to my chest, but I can open it and look. I do want to point that out, by the way, a Blessing of the War. So, just to clarify, before I go and get this title real quick, let me just talk to the storage person, just to kind of fully make this a reality. I have not purchased storage, okay? I am getting GWAMM, never touch storage, right? So I can look in my storage, but I can't take things out of it, right? These 8 Z keys, they are not heading into my inventory. So, just to clarify. A Celestial Compass, of course. You get all of those. A creme brulee. Creme brulee. Whenever I think of a French term, now I think of Viva la Resistance. Oh, I love it. Chaos Axe. Elite Elitome. Eternal Blade, of course. Sheba. Q8 BDS. I don't think BDS is drop. V-Spear. A V-Spear. A Lockpick. A Firewater. Yeah. Alright. Let's do it. Let's fucking do it. Let's pop one of every... We got a golem with us. Hell yeah. No, now it done it as well. Alright, 3, 2, 1. Serial Solo GWAMM has achieved the title of Legendary Hero of the Zaishin, a Blessing of War, and a gold. Wow. Pretty cool. We're now at 29 max titles? Yes! Beautiful. No Eternal Blade? Yeah, it's alright. And I got that Z key legitimately through doing Z quest and whatnot. Thank you for the company, Golem. I appreciate it. Alright, let's go back to Fisherman's. Time to start the character over? Yeah, no thank you. Hey, if I do it again though, I have one more account bound. We're at 5 max titles. Alright, let's go to Lion's Arch. We'll head back to Fisherman's Haven, my favorite outpost. No Legendary Defender of Ascalon, I know. Hey, look, it's all my friends. Hello, people. We need to guess who's the next one. Now, I don't think we can guess who's going to go on this journey. It's surprising that anyone besides you and I will even do it. I think. Alright. So, here's the next guess. I'm about to use this mysterious tonic. This mysterious tonic could put me into like 20 or 30 different forms. I know which form I want to go into. I would like to be that bird at the end of Factions. It will be a freeze. Yeah, we'll see. So what do you guys think this mysterious tonic is going to turn me into? And after we pop this and we get the title, we might reminisce a little bit on the other titles. A Phoenix, yeah, Squid, a Phoenix, yeah. A Mersat, a Golem, a Mersat. Oh, Mersat twice by both the OGs. Project and Slow-Mo are on the same wavelength. A Char, Shiro. A Grinch. Winter Stays Elf, whatever they're called. Yeah, yeah. Some sort of mischievous form, yeah. Alright. Let's do this. This is the last time we're going to see my guild hall smells of rich mahogany. Here we go. Serial Solo GWAMM. Oh, by the way, you called it, Rage. God walking amongst mere mortals. Yo, love the celebratory. Love it. The beacons, the fireworks. So cool, everybody. So cool. Oh my god, Shiba. Yo, what the fuck, dude? Dude, that was unnecessary. That was extremely generous. You gifted 30 subs? Oh, for 30 titles? Yo! That's extremely generous. Thank you, Shiba. That is... Wow, that pulls at my heartstrings. That's extremely generous. Thank you so much, dude. Very, very generous. Oh, wow. Rage is doing some gifting as well. Oh my god. Shiba, calm down, my dude. You gifted 10 more? Y'all are being extremely generous. Extremely generous. Wow. That's insane. Let me scroll up beyond all this this stuff. So, by the way, shout out to Rage for calling what I transformed it to. Good on you, dude. Good on you. Wow. Project, I don't think I'm doing a no map travel, but Shiba is. The guy who just donated an insane amount of subs. Oh, he gifted 20, a total of 30, and then he did 10 more. Wow, to make what I said true. Okay, Shiba, that wasn't necessary. I didn't mean to force your hand. I think 30 total was fine. It didn't have to be 30 at one point. Wow. We are done. We have done it. Wow, shit, man. That's... Whew. That's so cool. That is great. Second Wind was obviously the MVP of this journey. Second Wind made it... There's a turning point. Where's the guy asking what's next? Project already did now. He said it before all those gifted subs. Project's like, so, when are you doing the, no travel GWAMM? Already. Thanks, everybody. Thanks, Dan. Thanks, Novice. Thanks, Now. Thanks, everybody. Squid, Crow, Star, Shiba, Rage, everybody in channel. I really appreciate it. Wow, that was extremely generous, Shiba. I'm still kind of flabbergasted by that. You made my year. That was very generous of you. Yeah, Rage, I will certainly appreciate it. I didn't realize how how meaningful this would be. It's quite significant. It's a lot of time coming, so. Just a payment for all your help. Yeah, happy to help Shiba. I wish I could watch more streams, but you know, you do what you can. Thanks, Squid. Yeah, I look forward to your stream, Squid. I hope you you continue on your journey as well as you, Rage, who you inspired Squid. So I hope you all keep streaming, because I'm going to be doing less of it, unfortunately. Am I retiring Guild Wars? I'm focusing on different things. You know what, Novice? I will say that the Desolation Vanquish was not as bad as I anticipated. Being in a worm, actually kind of nice. Kind of like being in a worm. Let's take a look at the titles again. Worm gameplay was not that bad. You know what? It's kind of funny. If you do your research, if you really dive into it, things are a lot better. You know, and that's kind of why Talus Shoot sucks so bad, because I really didn't dive deep enough into it. You know, I should have dug deeper. I should have fought some frozen elementals, right? You can go outside Ice Caves of Sorrow, you can fight them, you can fight the ice imps, you can kind of look at the hardest enemies in an isolated instance. And I really didn't do that, and I should have. And that made it harder than it needed to be. So obviously Vanquishing was a monumental task, right? Vanquishing was the final things I did. And that was 4 titles right there, right? Now did the phenomenal job of ranking all of the Vanquishes. I did not do that. I didn't even know if I was going to complete it, right? You know, Alonian Vanquisher, Canthan Vanquisher, Tyrian Vanquisher. They were actually a lot of fun. You know, I would say if you're going to Vanquish, for me personally, I really enjoyed having the cupcakes. I really enjoyed having the golden eggs. I think these two made the whole thing more tolerable, a little bit easier. You know, if you're not a Mesmer, having that +1 to do 89 damage instead of 84 damage on Wastrels was quite good. Which campaign was the hardest? You know what? I actually think the hardest campaign was was, I think the hardest area, to be more specific, was Southern Shiver Peaks was quite difficult. You know, it helped that I had Snipe, Dreadnought Drift, Ice Dome. Ice Dome was especially difficult. Talus Shoot. Those are the ones that were the most challenging, I think. There was a bit of challenge with You're All Alone. You're All Alone kind of sucked. But, you know, I brought I Am Unstoppable. You know, the cupcakes allowed me to do that. They allowed me to get rid of this Drunken Master skill. Put in a flex skill there, like I Am Unstoppable. You know, Nightfall wasn't actually the hardest. What's the total playtime? 1,200 hours? 1,227 hours? Over 14 months. I think 4 of those months I took a break. I spent 3 months on a break, literally not playing the game. And I spent 1 month playing with Squid in Mighty Teapots Challenge, which I enjoyed. So it's about 10 months. So 1,200 hours over 10 months. Cantha over Nightfall anyways. Yeah, I enjoyed Cantha. I mean, some of the Vanquishes were a little difficult. The Mesmers were pretty difficult in the... I can't really pull it up right now. But the Mesmers that have that interrupt with fast casting, they were especially annoying. I had to run Mantra Resolve, but no big deal. I got through them. It wasn't all that bad. Here, I actually have it. The Jade Mesmers. Vanquishing... Look, I have a specific build for them. Jade Brotherhood. So this is the Jade Brotherhood build. It doesn't run Complicate, but it runs Mantra Resolve instead. And at this point, I was still using Drunken Master. Still. Imagine, I could have had Complicate and Drunken Master, or Complicate and Mantra Resolve if I just used a Cupcake. Yeah, Cupcakes were a game changer. Absolute game changer. Like, imagine this. Now did his entire thing mostly as Mesmer Assassin so that he could have dash. That was his movement speed. It dictated his entire secondary as a Mesmer, as the secondary we typically all go into. You know, for these extremely strong skills, right? Diversion and Wastrels, especially. He dictated his entire secondary based on movement speed. And here I am saying, oh, well, you could just not dictate your secondary on movement speed. You can just use a consumable for that. It really does open up a whole plethora of things that you could do. Rage. I've been using Illusion of Haste a lot recently. I'm garnering a bit of respect for it. More than I already had for it. Can you, as my first time viewing, give me a rough rundown on how the solo fighting generally happens? I am mind blown. Yeah, so Pungent, it's mostly playing in their leash range, right? There's a entire video I want to make on this. But every group has like an anchor point, and they kind of pull only so far. About damn time, Rage. No, I already had respect for Rage. It's just I'm getting more respect for it. Yeah, so you just kind of like play in their leash range a lot. You kind of put yourself in that nice in-between spot where they're running away and where you're trying to fight them. Can I clear Talus Shoot to show him? You know what? Redoing Talus Shoot could be like an anniversary event, right? Like maybe a year from now. It's something I do. Not today, though. Not today. Today is going to be a laid-back, super chill, easy day. It's a Sunday. It's a beautiful day. I just started it off with great feelings. You know, everybody's celebratory feelings with me. It's really been a sweet day already. Yeah, I'm not doing anything challenging today. You'll be busy getting solo GWAMM and Necro a year from now? So, not that I've even put any thought into this, and I'm honest when I say I haven't. If I did solo GWAMM on another character, it obviously wouldn't be Mesmer. It obviously wouldn't be Ellie. And I should say, it should be obvious that I wouldn't even fucking dare. Like, this is not a realistic thing that I should be considering. I don't know if Necro would be the thing. I just don't know if Necro would be it, because Maybe because I'm only limiting myself to prophecies right now in my current necro. But maybe because I'm not using wastrels, which I should be, maybe. Necro seems fun, but I don't know how strong Necro is. I don't know how much it's bringing to the table. That's maybe because I'm not using life transfer yet. I don't know. It's just a struggle. It feels like all of their good shit is based on hexes, and I struggle at bosses. Right? Fighting normal mobs, they're great at. But it's just, you know, natural resistance against Necros kind of fucking sucks. You know? It's unfortunate. You're like, I want to put hexes on bosses, but they expire really quick, so Necro with and without necrosis is not comparable. Yeah, because like I'm spamming, right? Like I'm trying to grit, like, you know, I'm using this build currently-ish on my Necro. And just Dark Pact is not enough damage. It really just isn't. It's an uphill battle, you know? It's just really bad. And even Necrosis, it requires a hex or a condition. So like, what, you have to maintain Life Siphon on them for 10 seconds at a time so that you could spam Necrosis even? You know, where's the... Maybe there's a second wind of Necro that I haven't found yet, right? Maybe there's that key skill that unlocks the entire class. I would say that's what Second Wind did. Second Wind has unlocked the entire class of Ellie. Grant's Balance, perhaps. And Grant's Balance is actually a really good call out because, you know, I'm struggling against bosses. Bosses have a lot of health. Maybe it is Grant's Balance. Possible with Rich was the question. I missed that. Floster. As now said, depends on the rules. Yeah, everything depends on your rules and your limitations, right? Necrosis takes it just to another level. Yeah, I feel you. Necro, best class in the game. I know, Squid, you love Necro. Solo GWAMM isn't fun. Enfeeble. Enfeeble's a good one. Touch skills, yeah. By using mostly Mesmer skills? Yeah, I mean, I did definitely use a lot of Mesmer skills, right? And I used a lot of PvE skills, and I used a lot of consumables, but I don't think that diminishes the challenge in the slightest. This was a very freaking build of mine. Sometimes this was replaced by I Am Unstoppable. You need to finish them off after Grant's Balance, though, which I imagine is probably difficult in a lot of cases. Some of the AIs act differently when you get them that low health, though, Rage. Like, I'm struggling with the first boss in Dragon's Lair. He stops healing himself after you get him to a certain level. Same with, like, Necros and Blood Ritual, right? They stop using it when you get them that low. So it could kind of, like, just change their AI, which could be beneficial. It's definitely possible on Rit with SOS is very strong. Yeah, SOS is indeed strong. Yeah, spoil victors. Yeah, unfortunately that's not prophecies, but I've been working on prophecies with a Necro off stream, just having some fun with it. Yeah, I mean I did a lot of 30 HP stuff on this Ellie, just speed booking. What up, Katoom? Alright, so let's just finalize this by going through some of the titles again. So we talked about Vanquisher a little bit. I don't know if there's too much to say about Vanquisher. Wow, 30 fucking max titles. Holy shit. That's insane. Party points. God damn, party points were so difficult. You know, I had so much fun vanquishing the other day, doing Crystal Overlook, and then I had to literally go from something engaging and fun to something extremely grindy. I did like some 30 hours of farming Vatirs to get enough party points to make this done today. Not fun. What I would say is if you're going for solo GWAMM, Definitely take advantage of Winter's Day. Definitely do Snowball Dominance. Don't even worry about Vanguard points. You will get them through 320 plays of Snowball Dominance, because those Frosty Tonics that you get from that and the Winter's Day gifts, extremely valuable. Extremely valuable. Skill Hunter. Yo, you don't even have to do GWAMM to do Skill Hunter. If you're enjoying soloing, go ahead and do Skill Hunter. Such a fun challenge. Nox would know if he were here. He just did Tyrion Skill Hunter. So fucking satisfying. So good. I think now and I have said multiple times, I think he agrees with me every time, that doing Skill Hunter is one of the most fun things you can do as a solo character. It is a lot of fun. You have to come up with unique builds. You know, you're limited by your secondary. It's like when they say when you impose limitations on yourself, you become more creative. Skill Hunter is the, you know, it is exactly that. Cartography, no big deal. You know, I got a lot of beef. People like, oh, you know what, you should do cartography while you're vanquishing. No. Highly disagree, still, to this day. You should do cartography on its own. I don't think that you should do cartography while you're vanquishing. You don't want to add more pop-ups. You don't want to, after you've done a 3-hour run, or make a 3-hour run 4 hours by doing pop-ups. Just put a running build on. Like, every class can go /assassin and have a solid running build. Like, do you see any Ellie skills on this bar? Like, this is my running build. Totally fine. Do not do cartography while vanquishing. It's... I understand it sounds like it's going to be quicker and it's going to add more... Like, you're accomplishing multiple things at once, but you're actually not. You're actually causing it to take longer. Because your vanquishes could take longer. So, just putting that out there. I know I've said it before, but now that we're reviewing all the titles. You're focusing on factions now? Yeah, Rage. I'm looking forward to your run. I was, you know, it was a pretty good highlight watching you do Napai Quarter. I enjoyed that. Yeah, Squid's your #1 fan, man. Oh, you just hit rank 1 with those party beacons? That's hilarious. You have 270 Vanguard? Wow. Because you spent so much time spawning so much elements at the end? Yeah. Wow, now. Yeah, I was watching the... I have a video, actually, of you getting GWAMM. I watched it the other day. And I think you did like 3 titles at once. I think you did Drunkard, Party, and... Sweet. Skill Hunter is the best... Yeah, you did, yeah. Skill Hunter is the best title. Yeah, Skill Hunter is so fun. Vanquishing on solo takes way too long. Yeah, to mix it in with the other stuff, yeah. Even with heroes, it feels bad. Yeah, to do the cartography with the vanquishing. Cartography is such a jank title. I mean, it's an easy title. I'll take it, you know? Yeah, now agrees. Don't do cartography while vanquishing. Ana needs to update it. Yeah, I mean, there was a week here where, like, Toolbox wasn't working. I was a little concerned. For a while there, I was actually using an older version of Toolbox because my hotkeys weren't working. So I kind of knew that I was on a time limit to do this because, like, something could happen. Like, a major update could happen. Toolbox could break. I could no longer use, like, my last 4 skills. So I kind of did feel a little bit on a time limit here. Yeah, no, Rage. Do you, dude. I also make no promises about streaming. This is one of the few instances where I scheduled a stream and I did a stream. But I try not to do that because I think it's bad for your mental health. You really spend a lot of time there. Do I have a job? I am not working currently, no. This is my job. Enjoying myself is my job. We talked about Vanquisher, Skill Hunter, Vanquisher. Protector of Tyria. This is a fun title. So obviously THK bonus was... I just watched this video the other day because Denning on the Discord is currently trying it. I gotta say, You know, this always happens. Now I think can really attest to this. We get these really difficult things like THK bonus, in which for a while we say it's impossible. And then it gets accomplished. And then it gets accomplished again. And then again. And then again. And then we start to be like, well, maybe this isn't so hard. Maybe this is something that we just need. You know, it's just like it happened. It's like my 25th title or 26th title. It just happened by accident. It's like I didn't have to try for it because I was getting other titles. Yeah, yeah, Sheba. If you of all people that seem to be good with grinding and extreme patience, didn't like getting Legendary Defender of Ascalon, I consider myself a patient person, but yeah. If it bothered you, it would most definitely bother me. It's just not a fun grind, yeah. And I have done some grinds, right? Obviously, I did all the speed booking. I farmed for party points. You had never gotten it and you really enjoyed it, Squid? I could see that. If it's new and fresh to you, I get that. The problem is, for me at least, I was just anxious to get started on this character. I just wanted to get going. I was so excited. If you look back at the VODs at the beginning of this challenge, days 1 through 10, holy shit do I make some progress. I do stuff off stream, and then I stream for 10 hours. It's insane the amount of enthusiasm I had for this. In one stream, I completed Dragon Slayer, Ice Caves of Sorrow, Iron Mines of Melandru, THK. I captured Obsidian Flesh over on Fire Islands. And I did the 15 attribute quest in one stream. And I was just so ambitious and eager and ready to get going. Now what? Now I take a break. Linu, now I take a break. I've already kind of been focusing on physical health. I've been big on mental health, but like I've been walking. You know, my arms are a little weak because I have a gym machine in my living room. So I've had to tell myself to take a break yesterday and probably today as well. And my calves hurt because I did a 3-mile walk on the beach with my sister, which was miserable. So, oh, Greenstyle, what up? Yo, Greenstyle, I gave you a shout out earlier, just saying that dropping by the stream and giving me shit to chat about and stuff. Glad you were here for the finale. Sisters are miserable? No, I enjoy my sister. She is a sweet person. I was very happy to be able to go for a walk with her. Now I play the game. Yeah, it's like now I got GWAMM on a solo character. Now I can finally add heroes and henchmen and play the game. Yeah. Yeah. Oh man. I don't know if there's anything next on my challenge list, honestly. You still want to work out a group solo playthrough at some point? I don't exactly know what you mean by that, Shiba. Start up my own group of hardcore players? That would be awesome. Yeah, I don't want that responsibility, Squid. I actually want to step away from the limelight in a sense. Oh, thanks, follow my footsteps. Yeah, man. Appreciate the congrats, thank you. Oh, yeah. Well, Shiba, I mean, we could go into more detail about it at a later date, but like, yeah, I think anybody could join it, really. I don't like limiting it, but like, you know, 2 to 4 people max, and you accomplish things. Duos is very enjoyable. Yeah, you know, now I keep both you and your partner, whoever you duo with. Now is duo, now is trio. Look at this. So I keep both of the people you play with, so I can always tell when you log on whether you're doing like duos and triples and stuff. Because I like to know what's going on. Yeah, thanks, Pungent. I really appreciate that, Zeus. Yeah, Squid, you've been telling me you like duos. I did duos with Kazu. That was a nice break from stuff as well. I did a 5-day duo run with Kazu. I will say though, if you're doing duos, in my opinion, neither person should have like a healer role or like a supportive role. I think both people should be aggressive. They're, you know, I have a lot more time soloing than Kazu did. So, and he decided that he wanted to be a supportive player, and I was like, well, you know, I already soloed the game a lot, so I don't really need any support. So it kind of let him. He kind of ended up not having as much to do, which felt bad in my opinion. I would have liked there to be, you know, extreme aggressiveness where like we failed sometimes, right? We were too aggressive and we lost. Stuff like that, right? You don't want it to be too defensive. Duo is easier than solo, so it can be a good way to start with. Yeah, to like kind of lean into. You know, now I don't want to advocate for duos over solo. I feel like solo is the way to go. So, although I hear what you're saying, I would say if you're interested in soloing, just jump into it. just jump on into it. And you know what? I would say don't get Legendary Defender of Ascalon. Unless you're going for GWAMM. I would say it's not a good idea to get Legendary Defender of Ascalon. Unless you're specifically going for GWAMM. What about double whammos? Yeah, like that's a great example, Rage. I think it would be really cool if you guys played the same class. Because then you can go outside Beacon's Perch and both captivate Pain together. And you can kill bosses for similar elites and stuff. I mean, I think that would actually be a phenomenal idea if you both played the same class. Because one of you can dip into Sword, and the other one can dip into Axe. One person go into Hammer. And going for the 5 pain strats in duos is boo. I'm just saying though. I mean, like you can capture the same elites together, which is really neat, right? Like you're both getting the same thing. Yeah, I hear you now. You now said that, you know, some people just feel like soloing is too hard to start with, so duo can be a way to kind of dip your feet in the water. Yeah, solo Paragon, no secondary, no thank you, novice. I already did Paragon Prophecies, and I basically had 7 Mesmer skills, or 8 at all times. Yeah, scheduling's always the evil, nasty, bad guy of any campaign, Shiba. Whether that's D&D or that's anything you do. Scheduling's always the pain in the ass. Yeah, it depends on who you play with. But I mean, in general, you know, scheduling can be quite difficult. Wow, so just looking at my leftover stuff, so I've got over 800 cupcakes. 800 and 750 plus 100 is 850. 856 cupcakes left. It's a lot of cupcakes. I do have a Blessing of War. I can actually go get a weapon, but I think I'm done with this character. I don't think there's anything left to do. I may log on this character from time to time to test some stuff in a solo fashion, but like, there's really nothing left. The DP removal was quite nice, but you know what I found out? DP removal is not all that necessary. You res at a shrine. At every shrine you can basically kneel, and you can remove your death penalty. So as long as you have money, as long as you have platinum and gold, you actually don't need death penalty removal. As long as you're willing to kneel at a shrine. Last thing to do is delete. I'm not deleting this character, Squid. Definitely not. You cannot remove DP and Prophecies in Gwen, though. Can't you remove DP and Prophecies at the shrines? You get 2 options, right? Oh, you can do it at, not at the shrine, but you can do it at, yeah, you could do it as statue. Yeah. Yeah. You guys are right, you guys are right. Yeah. You have to commit a set schedule. Yeah, Rage for duo. Legendary Master of the North has never been achieved. I'm not going to be the first one to achieve it. Now is the Trailblazer? Yeah, he's the Trailblazer. He's the one that does things for the first time. I am just the follow-up act. I don't need to be doing things for the first time. I mean, I guess I did Ellie GWAMM solo for the first time, as opposed to Mesmer. Which, by the way, Ellie was a very solid choice. Second Wind cannot give that skill enough credit. Such a phenomenal skill. Really, 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 really good. No obsidian armor. Yeah, I'm not gonna farm for obsidian armor. I've done enough farming. It's okay. Yeah, hard mode dungeons. Yeah, fuck Master of the North. Yeah, exactly now. Yeah, now it's completed solo Urgaz and Dave. Yeah, when can you expect me to follow? Probably never. Probably never. If anything, the thing I would be most eager to do that he has done would be solo Foul. Second Wind honestly bumps Ellie up in my book. Yeah. Second Wind's insane. We're now seeing other players in the Discord. I think Denning, right? By the way, awesome journey he's on. I wish he would stream. That would be so cool. we're now seeing him running a plus 30 energy, minus 2 regen second wind build, sitting at 90 energy as a Mesmer. I'm like, whoa, what the fuck? Like, that's so cool. Yeah, second wind, non-Ellie, exactly. And it's a no attribute skill. You could even get, what do those Necros do in Raizu Palace? That, whale, something whale, that bring your attributes to 0? For me as an Ellie, that affects me because it brings my energy storage down, which, Whale of Doom, thank you, Rage. It brings my energy storage down so I don't have any energy, but like on a non-Mesmer class, or a non-Ellie class, sorry, they could still use second wind and shit even through that because there's no attribute, right? So it's it's irrelevant. But I will say, actually, a surprising culprit, a pain in the ass, was a Signet of Humility. Was giving me such a hard time initially with the Graven Monolith, because my heal and my energy is all based on my elite. So if you shut down my elite, oh my god, so painful. But you know, I think now, maybe you can correct me on this, but I think not using enchantments is quite powerful, because there's a lot of enchantment hate in the game. And Second Wind encourages you not to use enchantments because it strips them all off of you. And I think Now didn't use many enchantments himself when he got his GWAMM. Sure, that's why you hate Dervish and Assassin. Yeah. Yeah, I get you. It feels wrong not having all this up, actually. I kinda need these on the screen. Solo Dervish would be ass. Actually, Solo Dervish is quite strong. Probably one of the easiest vanquishes, or easiest all campaigns that have been done. Yeah, Solo Dervish is actually quite strong. Oh, you use Shadow Form as an enchantment? Yeah, well that's a little different now, because you're using an enchantment that helps you not get enchantment hate. But, I mean, in a general sense, you didn't have enchantments. Like, I don't think you use Shroud of Distress, even though it's a very strong skill. I don't think you use that too often. If at all. Yeah, no, I know Nyquist did. And he breezed through that thing with Grent's Balance. Or, not Grent's Balance, Grent's Aura. Yeah, Grent's Aura is insane. Wait, how did everyone know when to attend? Shlomo, because there's a Discord, my dude. The Discord that I've been telling you about the entire time we've been playing. What do you mean? Exclamation mark Discord. Project's even in there. You're like the only one who's not here. There's a lot of other people soloing the game. Like if you want to check them out. Oh, Discord, I like it. You're also shouting about it in Cameron? Oh my god. Please don't. Invalid invite. No worries, I got you, bro. Whoops. I recently got permissions and I was about to edit the channel. Oh. Oh. Now, here you go, here you go. You got someone from Legit to show up? Discord? No way, that works? No way. Is that really a command, Shiba? Does that... You legitimately... Oh, dude, I didn't even know that, my bad. That's completely, that completely slipped on my radar. Why is Shade the admin? Because it's Shade's Discord. Shade was my inspiration. You cannot throw any shade at Shade. That is not allowed. Well, I mean, I guess that's it. I mean, I don't know if there's anything else to talk about. We talked about the bars, we talked about the titles, we talked about the equipment, we talked about the journey. That's all, folks. Show Necromancer. I can show you the Necromancer if you want. He didn't do any dissing. You're excited for the wiki updates? Yeah, I'm gonna take a long deserved break though. Yeah, yeah. I mean, Squid, how do you attribute inspiration, right? I mean, obviously you probably put a 12 in it. If I had to guess, that's how you attribute it. How long were you sitting on that one? No, I wasn't sitting on that one at all. I just thought about it. I feel like you put a 9 in it, actually. You put a 9 in inspiration, you put a 12 in domination, and you put a 9 elsewhere. Or, yeah, you put a 12 in dom. And a 9 elsewhere. Or in my case, a 9 plus 1. Or actually an 8 plus 1. Oh, yeah, you do an 8, 10, 12 split. Even better. Yeah, so I guess that's it. 89 million experience. That's a lot of experience. $1,228 hours over 14 months. 4 of which I think I wasn't playing, so maybe over 10 months. Let's look at our deaths. 3,351 times. Less than a year, yeah. 10 months, I think, yeah. You haven't even GWAMMed in 20 years? Yeah, I get it. I get a couple of GWAMMs. I got a Mesmer and a Ranger and a Monk. And now an Ellie, actually. But this was the most satisfying of them all. For sure. Well, thank you everybody for joining me on this journey. I will most definitely be taking a break from streaming. There's lots of other people streaming out there doing solo Guild Wars. Join the Discord if you're interested. There's apparently a link, discord.gwsolo.com. Thank you for that, Sheba. Or I don't know if that works, Rage. What is this link? Oh, he took me to the skill. That's funny. Yeah, thanks everybody. I guess this is me logging out for a while. I look forward to everybody else's adventures. I'll see you guys around. Take it easy. I appreciate the everyone showing up. I appreciate the subs. I appreciate the donations throughout this. I appreciate the chats. You know, everybody. Yeah, I'll be around. I'm just not going to be streaming. Yep, I'll be around. All right, later, everybody. Peace out.